So, hi guys, this is the tutorial for the people who are just joined the college and they are having the subject of programming C language or C++ language. So until Visual Studio Code comes up with this extension, we used to use the turboC, and you might have used that product for a long time, that it is having a lot of bugs with the compiler and with the output, and it is not handy because it is made from the DOS. So for today's world, it is not sufficient to use that product. So I have to show you something related to C programming. It helps actually when we study and when we just started learning the codes of C programming, because turboC is completely DOS based and it doesn't give the suggestions like what can be the spelling of clear screen, or let's say any function, or it doesn't handy, and it doesn't give the kind of error is there, even if it is a typo error. So as you can see here, there is some error it is showing, and if I go to the problems, and I can see, okay, these are the errors. So this very handy product, Visual Studio Code, it is very popular for programming languages. Any kind of programming languages you can do from this code, code, Visual Studio Code. So let's get started, and I will show you how to set up the whole infrastructure for the C as well as C++. So if you are a student and just learning the things with the C programming, it might get tough, but let me tell you, it is not that kind of tough, or not that kind of knowledge you required. Even if you are a student just studying in the 10th standard, and if you are having this subject in your computer, so you can use this video as a reference. Set up everything with the Visual Studio Code. You don't have to do anything with the turboC or with the any other thing. And yeah, this is for Windows 10, but I'm supposing that it will work for any kind of OS, because the things which is going to be used in this video is mainly for all the things like Linux and Windows as well. So let's get started. Let me open the notepad so that I can show you what things you need. So first thing, you require MS Visual Studio Code. And let me tell you one thing, it is Visual Studio Code. Okay, it is not Visual Studio. Visual Studio is different product and it requires licensing, and Visual Studio Code is completely open source and it is very lightweight, that you can install in any kind of laptop or PC. It doesn't require any high resources. So it is a Visual Studio Code you require. Second thing, so Visual Studio Code is an editor. It is not, any rocket science in that. It is just an editor, just like a notepad, which we are using right now. So, but it has some extensions. So that extension are actually the really good part of the Visual Studio Code, because it has a lot of extensions, and you don't have to worry about any kind of code. You just install the extension and it will give the data like in the syntax. So if you can see here the color code, green, orange, white, blue. So this kind of color code will come once you save the file with extension of C, which is for C programming, and for the C++, it is CPP, if I'm not wrong. So that that is the pretty easy. And once you just save it, it will give the error kind of thing, or it will suggest you automatically that go to extension and install the certain extension for the code. So for this video, we are going to use extension of C++ extension VS Code. So let's go to that. You can just press Ctrl+Shift+X and it will take you to the extension. As you can see, it is already enabled and it is already installed. I have certain other extension as well. So C++, it is already installed. That's why I'm seeing my code in the coloring format. So let me tell you one thing. They also mentioned one thing, that it is just the extension to add language support. It is not a debugger, or it is not kind of a compilation. It is just there for extension. The compile and all the things, the compiler, we have to install from like Google Chrome or something. As you can see, this is the extension for Windows, blah blah blah, and it has really good notes. So if you can read about it, you don't have to watch this video. You can directly go and configure the tool. So let's go back to our code, and as you can see here, Explorer. As you can see here, we are having some errors. So let's check why the errors are coming. And if you see here, it says cannot open source file stdio.h. So what exactly does it mean? So it is not able to find these files. Why it is not able to find this file? Because we haven't installed the compiler. And there are lots of compilers are available for Windows as well as Linux and Ubuntu. In this video, we are going to use a compiler which is called Bing W. Okay, so this is the compiler we are going to use for compilation this code. Let me show you here the name of this compiler. So let's quickly go and install that compiler. Has 32-bit as well as 64-bit. The download will start automatically, and it is the exe, so yeah, it can harm your computer, but for if you are downloading for this website, it is many laptops and it is working fine. There is no kind of virus in that. Just keep it, open it. Once it is downloaded, it is telling me to open that, and here it is. So click next. Simple steps. So this is for if your OS is 32-bit, select i686, and if your OS is 64-bit, you can go with the x86-64. This is 64. Click next. One thing is very kind of important in this role, that don't forget to change this directory, because all our settings will be depends on the location of this file. So change this file. Okay, we don't need this, so just closing it. Change this directory. You don't have to create any folder. Just change this directory to this one and click next. You don't need shortcut for that, and it will download this file and install it. Let's write it down. And by the way, I will put that links in the bio, so you can just refer to that and install it. It will take some time, depends on the internet, and also that server is pretty old. I must say that it will take some time. So let me pause it, and once it's installed, I will come back again. So it was stuck, and I open it as run as an administrator, and now it is working. So I will be back once it is done. So hi guys, I'm back. As you can see, it is completed. Yeah, it took a long time. I have 16 GB RAM and it took around 30 minutes. So do expect that it will take some time. So let's just click next, and it says it is successfully created. If I go back to our location, it will be there. Yeah, this one. So as you can see, it is installed. Now we just need to provide the path of this variable, and it is super easy. That let me go back to the path variable. Okay, so let's edit the path. As you all know how to put the environment variable in the Windows, just go to the Windows path. It says, or you can directly go to the environment variable. So that environment, this thing will comes up, variable, go to path, and you have to hit edit. So as you can see, some of the paths are already there. What you need to do is just add the bin file here as a path. So we are already in this location. Go to folder bin, and that's it. There are lots of compilers already present, so we'll provide this here and click OK, click OK, and click OK. So this thing is set up already. Don't need to buy the notes. I will put that in the description. And this thing is already set up. Now, if you want to check whether it is installed or not, just open PowerShell and just type. So if you have this kind of output, that means the compiler, the main W is installed. And it is completely fine. It is working. Cool. So we have one more step ahead of setting up the compiler. So we are done with the compilation thing. Now what you need to do is just create the hello world like this, okay, which I already created like, and now let's go back to the, I would say, in the Explorer. Okay, we are already here, and the thing which I was mentioning, that if you write message sign, so this kind of window you will see after we completely set up. Now what you need to do is go to the terminal and configure default build task. So this is just set the compiler. Okay. It took time, but it opened. Cool. Now write this will there. This will just pick our showdown. Let's compile. Okay, so I'm not able to see that right now. So what I will do is I'll just close this window, refresh it for some time. So I have So I have restarted the Visual Studio Code, and as you can see here, the error is gone because once we set up the path, we need to restart the Visual Studio Code, and after that go to terminal, configure default build task, which is you can see it here, and it is showing two files, and one is detected task. Okay, so if it is detected task, I would say go for it and just select it, and this will open the task.json file. In the JSON file, it's like setting up the whole thing as a kind of compiler. So I will show you that how to change it a little bit so that we can use it easily. So if you want to change this label, you can change it to provide more like G++ build or something like that. But I would say just keep it as it is. G file and O, this is the argument of JSON file, and what is important is file directory and file extension, and I would say just keep it as it is. We have set up the environment variable, so it is, as you can see, it is going in the right direction, but check it once. So okay, no pause. Okay, so it is going in the right direction. Another thing is GCC build, and it has to be true. So this is the default one, and it has to be a true. Okay. Once it is set up, you can see there is no problem in the code, and we can start the coding. Now, in the turboC, we used to do Alt F9 for compilation of the code. In the same way, here also we are going to use similar kind of command, but it is the command of control plus shift plus B, or you can go here run and just sorry, it is for debugging, but for the build you need the command, or you can just come here and select that where it's just let me find out. Yeah, this one, run build task. So you can run this build task. It will say something like this. So it is showing the warning, implicit declaration of function clear screen. Oh, okay. One more thing. So it is just a warning. You can just ignore it, and restoring terminal will be reused by task and press any key close it. As you can see, our build is let's say new terminal, and make sure you are in the right folder. Now type whatever the program file's name is there. So if you type test and just press tab, it will show the C, which is our code. And if you, I'm sorry, there are lots of commands, so it is not built actually. Let's build it again. Okay, so clear screen, we are having the issue. Let's just comment it for right now, and we'll see that actually it is clear screen, so it's not required. So let's build it again, and there's no error. So error will come here or warnings, but right now there is, it has created test.exe file, right? Test C. If you run it, it will show you that hello world, which means our program is completely done. So as you can see, our setup is completely done. I like to put something for bonus. So if you keep on watching this video, I will going to show you how to set up a debug. which is very useful when it comes to the point when you are doing a code, which is very kind of a big code, and you need a lot of things. So let's set up. Now let's go to a run. First, let's put the breakpoint. Breakpoint is nothing but where your code will, the Visual Studio will come to know that here is the point where he needs to stop. Let's press F9, or you can just go here and put Google breakpoint, and let's just run the debug. So if you run debug, it will show the Windows selects. But before that, it will ask you which debugger you want to use it for this purpose. And I would really awesome that we have the debugger in this compiler. Don't use this one because it is not installed, the Windows one, but use the first one, select it, and which is the active file we have set up. It's a GCC, this one, and it is working fine. Yeah. And you click here, debug, and it hit the breakpoint. So it says hit the breakpoint at this point, and what you need to do is, so why there are a lot of files open. So printf is a library in C. So this code is having a code inside it. That's why it opened a lot of things and come back here. So it hit the breakpoint. Now if I go step forward, it will go like this. That's yet is not needed. So why we debug the things? So if we debug the things, it will say if it is an error or if it is any kind of problem in that. But usually we find it while we do the compilation, so not needed. Or you can go here in the problems and it will show you that what are the problems in your code, and you can directly fix it. So you don't require the debug. But yeah, if you are big fan of debugging, then you can do that. Back terminal, and it says hello world. So you don't have to rebuild the structure. You just put the debug. Yeah, that is actually the quality point of the debugging, that will directly show you the output, whatever is there. And right now it is running in the background. But as you can see, our things are done, and we don't require anything to do now. So you can just put the stop, and it will be come out. And yeah, that's it. So I think this configuration is really useful. I would suggest don't use turboC and go back to this Visual Studio Code, because once you start studying a lot of other programming as well, you will require the Visual Studio Code, not the turboC. And turboC is very legacy kind of a product that is not much useful for the student. Also, student feel not good with that blue screen. And Visual Studio Code looks awesome, feels awesome, and works awesome. So I would suggest go with this tool, and happy coding. And please subscribe or like my video. Also share it with your college friends. They might be using the turboC, and you can show them how awesome this is. And thanks. Bye bye.